your hands together.
Please be seated. Please. Do not let the time that you have spent here to be wasted.
Amen.
In politics, it is important that we make the right choices at the right time. The voter has only one day to take his decision. After that, you are actually powerless. That day is the day of your power. There are three ways in which people vote. Either you vote in appreciation for the one you have enjoyed, or you vote in expectation of the one that you want, or you vote against the one that you do not want. All these votes are defined, but you have that opportunity only once every 4 years in our constitution. Once you have voted this one, there is nothing you can do again. You know, once somebody sits down there, when it's time for the second election, they will begin to say, leave him, let him finish his tenure. you know that's what happens in Nigeria? Yes. Then if you want to say you want to destabilize the state, allow him to finish. So it is at the end of these 8 years that you have the real opportunity to decide your own fate. This particular vote in 2023 is a unique opportunity for all Rivers people to look at our state and decide on the future, the direction that we should be facing. I tell everybody that except we agree on the fundamental point of where we want the state to head to, every other thing we are discussing is neither here nor there. Because if you leave your house without deciding on where you are going, any motor that you enter is try your luck. You don't even know where you're going. And it cannot help you. But when you have agreed on where you are going, even if you don't see motor and you want to walk, you know the direction that you should be facing. You are making progress. For Rivers people, therefore, it is important that we agree on a course, on a direction, on a program, on our prospects, and on our future. And that is what the vote in 2023 represents. I am here today with the traditional paramount rulers of the Wike Kingdom, the real grassroots power structure of the kingdom. During campaigns, messages become distorted. People come, they say all sorts of things, and everybody knows that everybody is looking for votes. So they don't know who to trust. They don't know who to believe. They sit down and they say, oh, they have said all this before. This is what politicians say. But there is a way before the day they came to ask for votes. Your daughter is standing before you here today. She's proudly talking of her contributions, of the effort she had made to uplift the entire nation when she was not running for governor, when she was not running to go to be deputy governor, when she was not campaigning. It is because of the things she did when she was not campaigning that all of you came here. If she was somebody who was living a different kind of life, then now all of a sudden, because she wants to be deputy governor, she come here and start saying, I will do skills acquisition, I will help prepare people. Will anybody listen to her? No. Don't listen to people whose history you don't know. When people were talking about the flood, as soon as flood came this time, because it was campaign season, you saw all the people trying to be governor, all of them, they are in the mall, walking inside the water, ready to serve this and that and that. I didn't come that time. I told people that in 2012, there was no election. There was no campaign. Did anybody come?
No.
Nobody came. But we came. We came because we saw the pain in the area. We didn't have to advertise what we were doing. We couldn't have known then that we were going to come here today to talk to queer people. But when the thing came up that time, and I spoke to my king, Iniwan, I said, no, it's good for us to show some empathy with these people, even if we are not the government. Even if it's 2 tubers of yam, let us just go and give them and tell them to try. And we did. We brought a truck load of stuff, and our kings came. All that was sponsored by me. I didn't advertise it. There was no Facebook to put it on. But when they got there, Ezekwelu said that the Ogonis and the Egbes are the most marginalized people in this state. And yet we have the numbers that we should come together and work together. So when we got to this point in this journey, I know that I'll be the governor of Rivers State next year. I mean that I will contest and I will win. Because all the people that are trying to stop me, all of them have told me that they know that if I contest, I will win. That's why they do everything possible to stop me from contesting. And me too, I know that if I contest, I will win. And so me too, I said I will contest. And now I will contest and I will win. And it is because of you people that they know that if I contest, I will win. Because they know that Rivers people will support me. So they do everything to frustrate me within the political structure, to stop you from having an opportunity to take your case to the people directly. But thank God for the Electoral Act 2022. The people now have the power. And that's why I came to Rivers people. And I say to you, listen to me. This whole thing you are hearing, party, is a creation of law. And our Lord Jesus Christ has told us clearly that the law was made for man. Man was not made for the law. So if the party becomes an instrument of punishment, an instrument of frustration, an instrument of impunity, an instrument of rascality, where people will just seize the machinery of the party and then use it to redesign the world to their will as if they are God, we can just walk away from that party. And when we walk away, it becomes nothing but a building and a flag. There's nobody in there. That's why I say to Rivers people, let us work together. We will do something we have never done before. And we will see something we have never seen before. We should not be afraid to try new things. If you don't move, you already know what you have. You have nothing. But if you move and move to a new place, you can have what you didn't have before. And what I say to people is that 5% of something is something. 100% of nothing is nothing. So if you have 5% of something, you can share it. And everybody can take 0.5% of 5%. It is still something. But if you have 100% of nothing, 100% of nothing is nothing. We should not be afraid to get up and try. Abi? Yes. So today, I'm not going to talk plenty things. I want to assure the people of Ebere that on this journey, come, let us move together. They say that if you want to travel fast, go alone. But if you want to travel far, go together. When you are together, whatever obstacle that you face, you can overcome it and continue your journey. You will go very far. One person's idea can come up when there's no water. The other man says, no, I know there's water here. You branch and drink water. You can continue your journey. But if you refuse to go with anybody, only you just start running. When you get tired, nobody to encourage you, nobody to push you. Your journey never ends. That's why they say if you want to travel fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go with somebody. Let us go together. We will go very far. Nobody should be worried or afraid of whatever other people are doing. What they are doing is to the extent of what they understand and what they know. You know, people don't know that you don't know another human being. People don't know that. Until a moment of strife comes, you don't know what people are capable of. If people had looked at us and they had known that we were capable of doing the things we are doing today, they would not have done the things that they did yesterday. But they didn't know that human beings could think out of the box, do things you don't expect, and react in ways that you could not have calculated. When we were saying, and that because the ones they control are the ones that they think have the money and the power, and we get the police and the this and that, they don't know that we can carry another party and raise it into a living thing, and it will move and vibrate across the land. But working together, we have achieved what people did not believe that we could achieve. Today, there is nowhere in Nigeria where people discuss the politics of Rivers State and they don't talk about SDP. Because of you and because of all of us. We have done already what they didn't expect. By next year, that's when they will get the shocker. When the result will be announced and SDP will win Rivers State. Today, in front of the very people, let me thank you. You know, your daughter, she was not in our group, she was not in our party, she was not with us. But when we looked at the state, I can't look the whole thing where they happen. You know me and the Ogoni man. Since where they create River State in 1967, no Ogoni man don't hold any position for River State. Or I know like that. Yes. No Ogoni man don't be governor. No, don't be deputy governor. No, don't be speaker. No, don't be chief judge. No Ogoni man don't hold leadership position for the state. Then when me and Waka they go quack me, when I Waka they go quack me, I say no, something is wrong here. Then me, I'm from Rivers Southeast Senatorial District. For that Rivers Southeast Senatorial District, now when you go with the majority, they are not there. But when they go share position, they will not say this one, they give them to Rivers Southeast Senatorial. When they carry the meat, you look, you follow, you enter this one mouth. Then bring the next one, you look, you follow, you enter that. Then bring the governor again. Next thing I begin here again, Upland River, I say no, why you they don't come again. This time for River State, we go call everybody by name. Ogoni man go answer Ogoni man. Ikore man go answer Ikore man. Kalabari man go answer Kalabari. Ibani go answer Ibani. Egbe go answer Egbe. Engeni go answer Engeni. Eche go answer Eche. Oba go answer Oba. No be so? No. That means I say no, I'm ready for that arrangement. I don't, nobody wait Papa. When people don't look you, they no one call your name. They're calling my friend, come here. My friend, go there. If they call my friend, no go. Stand where you stay. When they say, "Hey, come," you come. They say, "Hey, come," then you come. Not be so. Now I can't look say, no, this time I'm not going to do like that. Me, I will go look for another person. We get name. We don't need the one call. And they no one call Ogoni. They no one call a pair. Now I go meet a pair. People say, I beg, not gonna come. Look, we put hands together. How we go do this thing? Because say they give me name. Anyone where I go talk to, when they give name, our name will be among. I go talk to another person, they give name, our name still be among. They go talk to, I go talk to, and everywhere I go, they talk name, her name, like everybody. This person will call 3, she will be number 2. This person will call 4, she will be number 1. This person will call 2, number 2. I say no, where they go call Maga come. I say sit down, see waiting day. Look waka, they go. Now we enter road. We never waka. You see am? So now so it will be. By the grace of God, we are going to establish a government in Rivers State that will be based on justice, that will be based on inclusiveness, that will be fair to all Rivers men and women, and that will give opportunity to everybody. So the Ekpere people, the work you have to do is to follow the calculation that we have made. Go back, go tell the people, say, this one way they come, now our own. Do you understand what I mean? Yes. You know, our own different from my own. This one, where they come so, now our own. We're gonna take old man eye, take look inside the thing. So that when I come out, hand look for the bag, and I will collect the right thing. This year, and now the thing will carry a bear from where on the day before to where on I never reached before. You say you look for me for Christmas. Don't come near me. So I just want to thank all of you. Thank you for the privilege of being with you. Go and do your own part. We will do our part. It is a covenant of trust. And we have a track record based on which you can build your trust. If we're talking about education today, we're not talking about education because we are campaigning. We have always talked about education. If we're talking about unity today, we are not talking about unity because we are campaigning. We have always talked about unity. If we are talking about treating people fairly, go to my senatorial district. I was a senator representing the senatorial district. In every part, every local government of the senatorial district felt the impact of our representation because we were fair to everybody. That's why today, if you go to Andoni, they are giving me as much support as the Ogoni people are giving to me. If you go to Ogoni, they are giving me full support. Everywhere you go, forget those boys where you see where they go block road, when are they go Ojibo. The hall where they go, now me build the hall. The boy will come, they scatter the hall. He was the contractor. He was the contractor. I gave him the contract. I didn't take 1 naira from him. He did the contract as a contract. Because me, I know a do contract. Even as governor, I know we do contract. Another person will be contractor. Me, I will be governor. Because when the governor begin combine the work of contractor with the work of governor, what do you go do inside? When commissioner and contractor are the same, how you go bid for such a ministry? You go win? You don't go win. When the permanent secretary now contractor, when the person when they do the government they do road, you go award the contract to Sun City Engineering Limited. When you reach for the road site, you want to talk to Sun City Engineering Limited. Now the engineer from Ministry of Works, now you go come, they talk for Sun City Engineering Limited. Now government did that? No. So the person was supposed to check to see say the sand to reach 2 centimeters, and the person where they bring the sand. The person was supposed to check, see say the asphalt now 5 centimeters. Now the person where go bring the asphalt. That road go last? No. It not go last now. We must separate the contractor from the civil servant. We must separate the contractor from the politicians. Let the contractor go and do the contract. When he finish, he can contribute money to the party. That's what I saw in MPN. I didn't see MPN people becoming contractors while they were in office. They didn't do it that way. So we are going to change the government to a government that will work for